I've been telling you guys time and time again, carnivore is the way to go. And now you can try it yourself for free.
That's right, guys. Get 4 carnivore samples free. We got chocolate, my personal favorite, fruity cereal, Frankie's favorite, Rocket Pop, and cinnamon toast cereal.
Oh, and don't forget, you'll get a free Milk is for Baby shaker. All you have to do is pay for shipping. You get your 4 free samples. Try it today and bulk up tomorrow. Let's go.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
Ready to rock and roll?
Welcome back to another episode of Champ and the Tramp podcast with Roger Matthews.
And Franklin Edgar.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. You're a little fired up this evening. You had a lot of wrestling going on over the weekend.
Man, it doesn't stop.
I know, but the Edgar team did damn well.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They killed it.
Tuesday, I've been having wrestling. And really, actually, Monday, my oldest wrestled. So, yeah.
We were talking about, and V's getting into it now.
Yeah, she wrestled Sunday.
Yeah. I didn't know how to feel about that. I was talking to, because obviously the girl's family's big into wrestling, her dad and stuff. But, I mean, it's not set up, and I don't know shit about wrestling, but it's not set up so that she's supposed to be wrestling girls. Just there's not a lot of girls available, so sometimes she has to wrestle boys, right?
Well, in this particular tournament, it was a girls' tournament. It was a girls' division, so she was only wrestling girls.
Okay.
Yeah. But when we do like Devo, they call them Devo, like development league matches, where it's all beginners. She has wrestled boys in the past.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know. She trains with girls right now only.
Right.
I think at this age it's kind of okay.
Right.
But now the sport is getting so popular that there's space for just girl competitions, and I think that's great. That's where they're really gonna be able to see.
Would you feel any differently about it if your son had to go up against a girl? Is it different?
Oh, he has gone against girls.
Oh, really?
Times.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, Tina?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Frankie probably did too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's lost to a girl before.
Really?
Dude, they're at the young age, and
Right.
not recently, obviously. When he was younger, like probably V's age, he has lost to girls that are good. They're good, man.
Really?
Because they're kind of the same. But once he gets
Do you
older,
think they
and gets
have
on board,
any
goes through puberty, it's tougher. For
early
them to keep up.
advantages, more flexibility or anything?
They're usually more mature. The
More
girls
mature.
earlier, they probably learn a little better too. I think they could focus a little better.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
I
they
don't know about
say-
my daughter. She's not very. She doesn't practice much. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you're saying,
But she's been doing she does. She goes to that one girl's practice. She has a pretty good coach, and I actually was thanking him about it for making her good fundamentals. Simple stuff. Just keep wrestling in a box, right? Good head up on your shots, half in a wrist, off your knees, stuff like that. And she did a good job of that for not training much.
She's coachable.
But it is. Kurt was saying it too because his daughter wrestled, and he's like, they maybe don't wrestle much, but both of them have been watching this since day one.
This is true.
They watch it over and over a lot.
That is true.
Their whole
Yeah.
lives.
Not only just at the tournaments which they're at. Obviously, you can't leave V home. She's too young, so she probably goes to most of them unless she's at a friend's house. But you're constantly watching it on tape too. So
it
just
doesn't stop.
sitting around the dinner table, you're watching it. When I got here, you were watching it.
I know. Yeah. Well, watching dual meets going on. The state sectional time for high school in Jersey. Yeah. But this weekend, so I went down. So I got a stem cell IV on Thursday.
Yes, let's talk about it.
And
Yep.
sometimes from what I hear, the reaction, which it happened actually when I went to Columbia, I happened right away. I threw up right away, and then I was fine. And then it can give you just not an adverse reaction, but a different reaction. Makes you lethargic, a little like I had like chills and stuff. I didn't have a fever or anything, but I definitely didn't feel good. I was like very tired, very lethargic. My body was achy. My body's always achy, from training and whatnot. But again, I had the chills, so I had like a jacket on inside the place. So we went down to Wildwood that morning. Tino wrestled. He wrestled 4 dual meets.
That's Saturday.
No, this is Friday.
You got stem cells on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Okay.
So then Friday, well, okay, I got stem cells on Thursday. Tino wrestles Thursday, wins the Tri-County, 54-0.
That's amazing.
3-time champ, really, really cool.
I was at that.
Yeah.
No,
you were
that
at the
was
other
Wednesday.
one, but the one before that. But the Tri-County, same spot. And then we went out to dinner. I had a couple of drinks. I totally forgot I took the damn stem cells too, and I had a couple of drinks. And I'm like, which I never would have had. So I don't know if. So I'm thinking I go to bed. I didn't get a good night's sleep. I don't know if it's because of the drinks, the stem cells, whatever. Wake up. I'm like, dude, I don't feel good. What the fuck, And Renee was saying, yeah, that could be a side effect of the stem cells. So I'm like this, but then as the day goes on, I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting worse. I don't know if it is. I was literally coaching these matches on my back with my hands in my head, like yelling, ah. Doug was with me. I had help, but still, I wanted to be there. I'm coaching all these matches. And now Tino's doing really well. He's wrestling this one kid. He's up in score 2-0 or something like that. Picks bottom for the second period, goes down. He kind of does a quad pod. That's like he's like it's called a quad pod, tripod. Like when your butt's in the air, right, and your hands are on the mat. The kid throws a boot in, right, and starts going like spread eagle. It's where you're kind of like splitting his legs apart, trying to get him on his back. And Tino's really not giving up back a little bit. It's like almost like breaking a plane, maybe where you can get back points. It's like shoulders nowhere near the mat, and you hear boop, pin. And I'm like, what? What? What do you mean pin? Because I can't see the other kid at all, right?
You didn't say it like that because I know you.
No. I went, what?
You're pissed.
No. I went, what? What? I was screaming, what? And I kind of I watched the video back. I kind of walked on the mat a little bit, and I'm like, oh. And I walked back. I didn't go all the way on. And Tino starts flipping out. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Tino's like, I want an exhibition, And the ref kind of goes and yanks. It looks like in my mind, in the emotional moment, it's looking like he's yanking at my kid because Tino's kind of like, jumping around a little unhappy. So I run up and I'm like, don't you touch my effing kid's, hand, arm. And he looked at me, his face dropped. He's like, I'm sorry, but he's the winner. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, he's like, yeah, it was defensive pin. I'm like, bro, why do you say that? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I felt so bad. I must apologize 6 times. And at the end of the match, like, sir, I'm really sorry, man. That was, he's like, sir, yeah, it was just emotions. He's like, it's all right. It's a good story. He's like, I just saw DC last week. He's like, he's a bit of a whiner too. I was like, oh man.
That's something you won't forget, right?
Yeah, we took a picture after. And
That's cool. The part that you don't mention, obviously, you don't want to sound egotistical, but I don't think he would have done that for anybody. He had to be a little nervous because it's fucking Frankie Edgar coming at him, right?
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, no, I think he realized who I was. Or he knew who I was.
Yeah.
Even before that, I think he was like, oh, kind of looking at, and they took. We had him all day. He was great. He was he was a good referee. And listen, these referees have tough jobs.
Right.
We're wrestling at this place. There's, I don't know, 30 mats there, and
these are
60 teams.
Pretty much at that level, right? All these refs, doesn't matter what sport it is, baseball, whatever, basketball, whatever it is, they all have full-time jobs. They're just weekend warriors with this referee and stuff, right? So they're going to make mistakes.
Yeah. Down there wasn't that bad. There's very bad reffing. There's very bad reffing. But down there, honestly, it wasn't that bad. And you know what you get. If they're bad for both, I'm cool. At least it's consistent.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't want like one bad for one side. That's when you have a problem with it.
Right. Makes sense.
But it's not. So I probably coached over 150 matches between Thursday to Tuesday.
Renee told me that day that you didn't feel well, you literally didn't eat anything that whole day either.
Nothing.
On top of feeling like shit.
So then, yeah. So that Friday, after that happened, they wrestled the 4 matches. I drive in the car. Renee drives me all the way back home to Toms River. I sleep for like 10 hours. Wake up, feel definitely a little better. Still a little, still a little wonky, but definitely better. Wake up 8 o'clock. Go to Frankie's match down in Pinelands to go watch 2 matches, and then drive all the way back down, do another 4 more matches. And Wildwood. Stayed down there, hung out, went out to eat. Hung out with all the dads and the kids, which is cool. We all stayed in an Airbnb. And then the next day, coached 4 more matches. And now Valentina's wrestling. So, Renee didn't even come down that day. She was with Valentina. So they're there kind of early. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to miss it. So, Renee's like, it didn't start. We just finished our last match. Like, it still didn't start. So I'm like, all right, I jump in the car now. I'm like, I'm stepping on the gas. I'm like, I might make this. And I actually make it. I get there and still had to wait. It was just, typical tournament, running behind.
Right.
And I got to watch V wrestle 3 matches.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so it was
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I think, parents that aren't in that world of any sport, that aren't, parents to athletes, especially athletes that are really good. They look at that kids. Maybe their kid goes to school with a kid that's like a star athlete or whatever. They're like, that kid puts a lot of time in. What goes unrecognized is the amount of time parents put in. Man, you're actually putting more time into the kid. The kid's probably sitting in the back of the car watching the iPad on the 2-hour ride to.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I mean, that to me, it's like I've been doing this my whole life.
Exactly.
So it's like nothing different.
Right.
Now, just I'm in a different position.
Yeah. Passing of the torch.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it, man. I really do. That's why I'm really excited to get this academy open too. That'll be another branch of kind of what I do.
Yeah. It's the hurry up and wait game, right? I mean, I guess you're being patient, but it's.
Yeah, well, you can only control the things you can control, right? Like they say.
Amen to that.
You know who Tucker's sitting down with right now?
Putin
right now.
In Moscow.
You know what I did? I seen something. They said,
see the amount of criticism they're giving that guy, like he's
whatever.
anti-American.
He's a
Some
journalist,
senators
bro.
even saying, "Don't let him back in the country."
Yeah, he's got
like, bro, he's
they,
exactly
listen,
what we need.
This is
right
why
now.
when they asked Putin, "Does Joe Biden run the country?" He says no.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? I seen.
Oh, there was a clip. It was a clip.
It was like a text of it at least, and it said. He said no, and he said, well, then who runs it? He's like, the same people that have always run it. And who is it, Putin?
Why villainize? I mean, I know why, but I'm just hypothetically speaking. Tucker so bad for simply doing the job of an actual, real journalist. Let people hear the interview, right?
Yeah.
And then judge.
Decipher for yourself.
And then, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, but you should be able to hear it. There's no crime in words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy, though, if you do think about it, right? Imagine, and I'm kidding, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, right? Imagine in World War II, a journalist went, still would be a good thing. A journalist went and interviewed Hitler. You just find out he's crazy as fuck, right?
Yeah. I mean,
has anybody done that?
I was going to say he had to be interviewed by somebody at some point, I'm sure. He was very outspoken.
Well, he did so much public speaking anyway, right?
Right. I'm sure it had to happen. Can you look up, see if Hitler was ever actually interviewed?
By what, an American journalist? That. Excuse me. I should have brought my drink down here. I'm thirsty.
Toby Keith passed away.
I did see that.
Talk about a true patriot. How you have you don't know? Well, I mean, died of stomach cancer. Big dude, like always was like
he was a country
larger
singer,
than life,
country singer?
Country singer. At the
What's
end,
his most famous song?
American Soldier, Red Solo Cup. Should have been a cowboy.
Yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah, of course you've heard them. Okay. Definitely.
This interview with Hitler, August 17th, 1932, by Hans.
Yeah, German dude, obviously.
Kaltenborn.
Yeah, so a German dude.
Yeah.
That doesn't really count. Has to be somebody that's.
But yeah, can you look that up? Like an American journalist. I wonder.
It doesn't have to necessarily be American, but anybody other than a German.
Well, I mean, but when we're comparing Putin. I mean, Tucker, but we're comparing Tucker interviewing Putin. So
okay.
I'm trying to say, like, no, it hasn't. I don't know. The Führer, the Fiaha.
I don't think anybody's putting. Do you think people put Putin and Hitler in the same exact category? I mean, Hitler is the definition of evil.
No, I'm just saying in a wartime,
Right,
we're in war
right.
with well, not we aren't really in war. But, after being granted an interview with Hitler in 1931, Thomas wrote an especially unflattering portrayal of the soon-to-be German Chancellor. The long essay, which first ran in Cosmopolitan magazine, I'm surprised you didn't even read this, Roger, was subsequently turned into a book called I Saw Hitler. He is formless, almost faceless, Thomas had written. A man whose countenance, how do you say that word? Countenance? Countenance? I don't know. Countenance is a caricature of a man whose framework seems cartilaginous. Yeah, cartilaginous. Dude, these are fucking hard without bones. He is inconsequent and voluble, ill-poised, insecure. Did you set me up? He set me up, bro. He set me up. He's the very prototype of the little man.
This is hitting close to home for you.
In addition to that injurious portrait, Thomas had produced a series of articles for the Jewish Daily Bulletin deploring Hitler's anti-Semitic because it was gay like Roger Matthews. Yeah.
All right, so that was an American journalist, but
there you go. So,
she received a letter from the Gestapo viewer.
But imagine imagine what's going to come of this interview. Because I mean, what people are just going to say, well, Putin's lying. He's not telling us the truth. He's not, you know what I mean?
Well, the good part about it, right, is that it's going to air unedited on X and also on Tucker Carlson's website, so nobody can say, this was
doctored
or there was excerpts taken out, or it's going to be
you speak
the
Russian?
entire interview. I'm sure he'll have an interpreter there.
I know. Sure. How do you know the interpreter's not jaded?
Well, somebody will interpret for me.
I'll get
I'm
someone
not that
to
bright.
interpret.
Thanks, pal.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand, why an actual real journalist would take so much criticism. I mean, I do understand why, but like they want, some people are calling for him to not be allowed back into the country.
Yeah, I think that's silly.
It's crazy.
And it's not like okay, that'd be if Putin was like calling for destruction and our like the death of Americans or something, and yeah, I could see that if you're promoting something like that. But it doesn't seem. I don't mean I haven't seen it, but that's not
Putin's
the
been
issue.
Interviewed by like 5 other journalists.
Yeah,
Barbara
right.
Walters being
well,
one.
how about they interviewed Kudryaev before the Real Sports with Brian Gumbel.
Okay.
They interviewed that guy from Chechnya.
What guy from Chechnya? I'm not familiar.
The leader from Chechnya.
How long ago was this?
This was probably within the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so then why isn't that?
Right.
It shouldn't be. It's journalism,
Yeah,
right?
right, exactly. But why isn't that being
because it's
criticized as
Tucker?
much?
That's why. Because it's Tucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he probably isn't being fed the questions. You know what I mean? He's probably actually asking legitimate questions that are his own, not reading from a script like probably most of them were.
Yeah, well, for sure.
It's crazy, man. What's going on in this world?
No, it's really depressing, if honest.
You see that thing I sent you today about Mayorkas?
Yeah, but what I don't understand.
214, 216.
But what about that? I know.
We wanted to impeach him.
I know why though. Why do we want to?
Because he's letting millions of people over the
that's
border.
The one. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the head. He's in charge of the border.
Well, What's his official title?
Homeland Security, right?
I don't know if that's his official title. He's Secretary of Homeland Security. Okay.
Yeah, and they kept him.
But a bunch of, and it goes to you.
Yeah.
Goes to what you say.
Like I said,
they're all fucking evil.
They all are. They're
all in a big fucking.
And the more I think
group together, and we're not in it.
This is what's scary because, Ian Smith.
Did you see that, Andrew?
Right?
The Republicans.
No one's coming to save you. Yep. And then what he says, what that scares you, is you can't vote your way out of this. So then, what does that mean? Because that's what we were told forever.
Yep.
Right? Your votes matter and this and that, but it doesn't. Apparently, I don't think it does.
Yeah. I saw somebody, and I can't believe this was up. I can't even believe it made it up for any amount of time. But it was somebody that had a big following too that said, "Enough is enough. Kill them all." I was like, "Holy shit!" That's like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all that, but
I didn't post it. Somebody else did. But
Roger calling for fucking.
no, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying somebody posted it. I sent it to you, I think.
This guy's born in,
liked it
in
4 times.
Havana, Cuba. You would think he would appreciate the fact of this going on. You know what I mean?
He's bought and paid for.
Oh, of course. So
It's
he's
insane.
back. He's going to be there.
And here's just one example of why it's insane, right?
That's what I'm saying. So then,
Here's just one example.
okay, say. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
No.
It's all right. I don't get upset like you do. I was going to listen.
No, well, you just started getting going. You weren't like in the middle of something. That's what you do to me. I'm gonna be in the fucking middle of something. I'll be at the fucking very end. The punchline's coming. Then Roger will fucking be like, you know, there was one time when fucking I was wearing a yellow shirt and black shoes and a white hat.
So placement matter. If I interrupt you in the beginning, it's okay.
Yeah, because then I didn't get fucking the wheels rolling.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So all right, okay, good. I'm glad you clarified that.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you know, what is to me, you know, becoming existentially clear that there's a two-tiered system of justice is New York City, right? They just had the 4 or 5 migrants that beat the shit out of the 2 police officers, one of them being a lieutenant. Mm-hmm. They all get no bail. They all get released immediately. But the Marine, right, that potentially could have either saved lives or harm at the very least on the subway, right? And obviously somebody died, so there is a difference there. But gets $100,000 bail, and they're going to throw the book at that dude. You know what I mean?
Well, I did see that. You know, we talked about before. Adams did say something about like, you coming after one of our own. We're not playing no more. You're gonna see. We don't care. We said migrants. You can come here. But we didn't say you could, you know, commit crimes and this and that. He's like, this ain't even a migrant thing. If you commit crimes, we're coming after you.
Right. Well, the other again, kind of two
I hope
tier.
so, though. Are they or not?
I don't.
And what? They're
I
gonna
don't-
come after him. They're gonna arrest him, and they're just gonna let him out again.
Nothing's gonna happen. Just like you always say, nothing's gonna happen.
So then, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
I don't know, bro. It drives me nuts. But again, the other two-tiered system, one of a million that I could name is, you want to leave this country, you got to go through customs, you got to show passports, you got to get patted down, you got to get your dick grabbed, you got to go through a metal detector and all this. But if you want to come into the country, we'll give you a cell phone, we'll give you $1,000, we'll put you up in a place to live for 2 years. It's fucking insanity, bro. It's literal insanity. What's going on?
Yeah, I seen some guy interview, you know, a migrant or whatever, and he's like, "Where you live over here?" He's like, "Yeah, I live there." He's like, "How long you been there?" He's like, "About 6 months." He's like, "What? Do they give you food?" He's like, "Yeah, 3 meals a day."
Yeah.
That's unreal. Unreal.
I saw something like some dude had gone over the border 10 times and had collected like $5,500 or something like that. It's insanity, bro. What's going on? And we talk about it almost like...
Why are we getting to this? Why are we getting to this?
I don't know. We're just talking, pal. What do you want to talk
I know.
about?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not. No, again, I'm just saying. It's always fucking.
You want to go back to wrestling? What do you want to talk
No,
about,
it's
buddy?
always no. I'm just saying.
Negativity?
We keep talking about this. This is just so fucking.
What?
Like depressing in a way that's. You can't do nothing about it.
Well, the only reason
like your parents.
the only reason
your parents are fucking dictating everything, and you're stuck with it.
The only reason I even brought it up at all is just because of the vote that happened
No,
today
yeah,
with
no.
Mayorkas, right? I was like a little not surprised. I was just like, I sent it to you. I was like, you you called it.
Yeah,
Always happens.
It's a uni party.
Yeah, it's 100% a uniparty, 100%.
So how does it stop? Because like I seen something that like
I think you know how it stops.
I know, but I know. Everyone says it's Trump. Trump's the end all, and I
wasn't saying that.
I didn't say you did. I said a lot of people do, but like I seen someone put like he put a lot of these people in place that didn't work out very good, and they're you know what I mean. Like, what is going to be different this time? You know,
Who like Bill?
Blinken, right? You put Fauci. There's a couple of them. I don't really recall honestly, but he
Barr, is that what you're talking about?
yeah,
One of
maybe
them?
Barr was one of them. I don't think Barr was one of them. I should have screenshotted it, but you know, it's hard. It's a hard fucking job, obviously.
Well, it's not one man. You know, you quoted Ian Smith a couple times. Ian Smith has also said, you know, you're looking for like the Messiah. That's
Yeah, I mean,
it ain't one man.
right? No, you're right.
Save yourself. The best thing you could do is the exact opposite of what we're doing. Living on the system, living on the grid, you know, you should be off grid if you really want to like be self-sufficient.
I know, man, but come on.
Well, you got chickens, pal. I might move in the backyard and just rough it out
You're
there.
gonna fuck one of my chickens?
I don't know. I didn't say anything about that.
That's what I said. I was thinking about that. You know, like people want to leave Jersey or this and that, and I get why the opportunity maybe, or it's just taxes and cost of living, but like to me it's like the people I want to be around here. So why move?
Can you pull that up, Andrew? I saw something about that stat too. The state that is, I think we're in like maybe top 3 of states people move out
Exodus?
of the most.
Yeah.
I think we're top 3. California, I think it's number 1, I believe. You weren't a Toby Keith fan? You're not a country fan at all?
No. As of recently, I don't know if I was called country, but yeah, I guess I am.
I'm becoming more and more.
I grew
up with it. Everybody I grew up with listened to it, so I always heard it, but it wasn't my favorite music growing up. Later in life, I'm just have a much bigger appreciation for it, and Toby Keith was definitely always a guy. He was always
like
such a
bluesy stuff. I don't like
patriot.
the twangy country, but I do appreciate it now. Like Zach Bryan, he's pretty good.
Yep. 10 states people are leaving. New York. Oh, New
California.
York. Oh, California
Number
number 1.
one.
New York number 2.
New York number 2.
Illinois.
3,
Why are people leaving Illinois?
Because like the
Because
Chicago
of
area,
employment. Yeah. Tax rate.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow. We're not even. I just heard this on the radio the other day. I thought we were in.
Wow, we're not even top 7, baby.
You know those 2 guys that just talk Jersey related stuff? They have a podcast. I send you clips of them quite often. New Jersey,
Garden
State, whatever. I think it was them talking about it.
Oh yeah, they seem very reputable.
Why not?
No, I don't know.
Why don't they? They literally just read articles is all they do.
New Jersey topped the list of most outbound states, followed by Illinois, North Dakota, New York, Michigan, California, Massachusetts, and Kansas. So I guess this is the more correct.
Again, don't we always say this though? No 2 articles are ever the same about any stat. There is no such thing as science anymore.
No, there is not.
California ranked number 6. It just said on that last article, it said number 1. So it's weird. If you had to leave here, I know you don't want to, but if you had to leave Jersey, where would you go?
I mean, I know Florida. That's probably either Florida, Vegas, or Texas. Florida, Vegas, or Texas.
Yeah, I like those 3. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah, Vegas I know very well.
I'd put Maine in the mix
Florida,
just because I'm from Maine, but I wouldn't go back to Maine till I'm like, well, you're gonna say I'm old now, but till I'm old, retirement.
Yeah. That's like Maine's so fucking far from everything. Like, how far is it to fly from Maine to Vegas? Probably actually not that far, right?
Well, from here, it's
like 5.5, I guess.
I thought it was 6 out, but it's quicker back, right?
Yeah, it's like 4.5. It's like 5.5, probably.
So Maine to here is maybe, 2.5, 3 hours to Newark, something like that. 2 hours, let's say, maybe 3. So you're, 8 hours?
No, it should be different. You're thinking about it. We would have to come down and then over. You know what I'm saying? From Maine, you would just go over. So it probably would be. It probably wouldn't be much more. I bet it wouldn't be much more than it is from here. Maybe a little bit further west.
He's looking it up. Flights to Vegas, Portland, Bangor. Go to Bangor because that's an international
5
airport.
hours and 30. It's the same. Told you.
Stop 5 hours, 24 minutes.
Told you it's the same. Just here.
There you go.
See, I'm pretty good with that stuff, buddy.
Now, why is it the same as
else.
from here? Because you're still further east and further north, both.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Why would it be the same?
Because the Earth's flat, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm starting to think that maybe it could be.
Oh, stop it, dude! That diagram where it said where it had this if the Earth's flat, this is how Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and there was a big long line from Japan going left all the way to Hawaii, right? Mm-hmm. And Roger says, "Why does there have to go this big long line?" I was like, "Well, because the boats didn't fly there, right? The boats can't fly, so they have to take the water, right? Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Sure." He wants
So
to.
that means
he wants to argue.
No, but I'm saying, does that mean the Earth's round then?
No,
right?
My point was that
That makes
the
sense.
boats
though.
that brought the subs over, right, weren't going to take the exact same path, obviously, as the planes. They would take two different paths. One's by water, one flies over land. That was my point I was making.
Okay, well, I'm sure.
They're not flying in the
But
exact
listen,
same pattern.
They wouldn't have gone. They don't have enough fuel to go that far.
The subs don't. That's what. Oh yeah, the plane. But the planes were brought over on aircraft carriers too, right?
Subs do. I don't know about back then. Back then, there were nuclear subs,
U-boats.
right?
No, they were just these little ones. Because the harbor was shallow. That was the problem. They had to. I remember they had to modify like the torpedoes, even that they were dropping from the planes because they were normally sinking so deep they would hit bottom. They wanted them to stay up off bottom. So I forget they lightened them up somehow or did something. I remember reading an article about they had to modify their torpedoes because Pearl Harbor is so shallow.
Yeah. Modified our torpedoes. Mm-hmm. You read it too.
I read.
That shit.
I can read.
I definitely don't believe that
Hey,
shit.
listen, pal. I can read. I'm good. Fucking good, buddy. I get these random texts all the time.
Oh, let's take it out while we're on air. That's good. Let's see. Hey, read it to everybody.
Hi. From a random number.
Hi.
I get them all the
It's
time.
probably a dude. Definitely a dude.
Probably.
We should do the mean tweets. I heard a tweet about.
Oh, let's talk about this. It is. You're gonna say, "Oh, it's politics." It's not really politics.
Sure it is.
It's not
If
really
it's from
politics.
Roger.
No, it's not. It's not. You bring up politics as much as me. Did you see the bill that is being introduced now? Obviously, it hasn't passed, and I can't imagine it would pass. But it's Bill S3589. And it
This is Anderson posted.
Greg Anderson posted today. I sent it to you. But essentially it's this, which, I mean, there's no way this would ever pass. But so I'll read it as he posted it. An introduced bill worth taking a look at. They want to stop us from training. Why on earth? Because obviously Greg Anderson has a BJJ gym. Why on earth would that be? Paragraph 1 reads, offense. It shall be unlawful to knowingly, 1, publicly patrol, drill, or engage in techniques capable of causing bodily injury or death. Paragraph 5 reads, train to engage in any activity described in paragraphs 1 through 4. See how they strip away, and again, this is just Greg Anderson's take on it. But
You can't play football, you can't wrestle,
right.
You can't box.
See how they strip
do
away your
karate.
rights with convoluted language, because obviously it's all up to interpretation, right? Then at the bottom, add training into it. That's their favorite all-encompassing gotcha language. The phrase paramilitary organization sounds pretty radical until you read their definition. 9, private paramilitary organization. The term private paramilitary organization means any group of 3 or more persons associating under a command structure for the purpose of functioning in public or training to function in public as a combat support, law enforcement, or security service unit.
So then I guess that's all police can't train. No police can train then.
It's crazy,
Right?
man. Yeah.
That's what it's saying. That's so dumb.
Can you imagine that's a bill?
I would say that can't pass, but I mean it'll probably pass.
Yeah.
It'll be done.
I mean, how far does it go? It's insane.
Well, when like this, when they start saying we can't do stuff that we've always been able to do, that's when that's when everyone's got us do something.
That already happened,
right?
though, buddy.
What?
COVID.
Yeah,
They took away everything
You're
that
right.
they all did.
You're right. You're right.
And most people said, bah.
You're right.
Most
You're
people
100%
did.
right.
Crazy. And I shouldn't say it like that because I kind of get why, a lot of people did because they didn't want to lose their jobs because they had to provide for their family. So that wasn't a fair thing. I was fucking taking what's his name's what's the fucking singer? I love him too. The Motor City Madman. Why am I drawing on Ted Nugent? Ted Nugent does that all the time, but he puts his money where his mouth is. Did you see his interview with who's the English guy?
Piers Morgan. Mm-hmm.
He held his own.
Tell you what, Piers Morgan is kind of middle of the road though.
Well, he's British, so he's not 2A at all. He's
I'm
anti-gun.
saying, but as far as like just everything, he's not like super left or anything. he's pretty rational about this whole transgender shit and all that.
Yeah. I got into a little debate with him a long time ago. Did I tell you that? Yeah.
I wonder if that's still his stance. I don't know.
With the 2A thing?
It is.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Shapiro and him had a good back and forth. I mean,
Ben Shapiro.
He
See, as a rap song.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's bro, that's a little rough, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Tom McDonald, right? But Tom, I listen. I can appreciate
Even
Tom,
dude,
but
I think
it's just the repetition of the same thing over and over.
I showed you some of his stuff. Like, wow, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. Then I started like looking into his stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
Well, it's a hot button. You know what I mean? He found a niche, and it was
but
great.
is that
It
real?
was great for a couple songs. You can't make every song about it.
No, but that's like, I think he wasn't very successful. Then he found out people like this shit. And
well, he sort of became the theme song guy for that movement, right?
Right, I guess. But it's kind of cheesy to me.
Just a little bit too. It's like it can't be every song. You gotta be good outside of that. You know.
Yeah, but even the ones that are good, I mean, kind of just cheesy, you know. I mean, I don't know. You're such a music connoisseur.
Idiot. What else you got for us, Franklin?
I got nothing, bro. I was banking on you to have all the
Were you?
for today. Yeah, I've been fucking busy.
You remember the story of Adriana? I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Kutch or Kutch, I guess.
No, Cooch.
Kutch, I think it is. She was the girl that was bullied at Central Regional High School.
Yes, recently, this time last
year. It was maybe about a year ago, and took her own life.
Right.
Essentially, there was other classmates that bullied her, kind of beat her up, I guess, in the hallways, and they posted it on social media, and then she. Yeah, there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot to unpack and talk about there, but essentially the reason it's back in the news is because her family is suing the school district, the principal. They even had grief counselors, I guess, that were working where they're all getting sued.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to do that.
Anti-bullying, like I guess most schools have that in place. I guess they
I
clearly
think they do.
Clearly didn't do their job there at that school, but
well, I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot of different stories about that.
I have,
and
too.
I don't know what's true, so
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna say them.
I've heard those same
I don't
things,
want to
and
disrespect anything that isn't true.
Correct.
But yeah, so nobody probably knows the real story. That's
Well, what I do know is no child should be taking their own life.
No,
obviously,
absolutely.
you know what I mean. I think that
Absolutely not.
everybody would stand in unity with that. That's got to be a parent's absolute worst nightmare. That should never happen. So,
you have to
think
think there's something that could have been done.
there was a lot of failures there on a lot of parts. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
Right down the line, everybody.
But as far as and again, I don't know the situation, so I can't say. I'll probably just put my foot in my mouth. But like, damn, when you got to look at the parents first and foremost, always.
I think it was
Right?
I think there was a divorce. I think she was just with the dad. I don't know the details, and I could be wrong, but I think she was living with the dad because they were separated. I believe.
Yeah, it's tough. A girl with just a dad and no mom.
Again, don't quote me on that, but would there was a meme today I saw that is crazy about how much children have changed in the last 50 years. They show kids from did you see it? It was like a AI reenactment of what kids were like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and just this drastic change.
Oh, how they get fat.
At 2010, technology, how it every kid's like this now, and this reenactment, and then in 2020, and then showed 2030, and it's just like we're gone. But I'll bring it back to the Adriana Kutch story. Bullying's always been around. I'm not one that thinks bullying can't exist or you'll ever eradicate it. My kid's been bullied. Every kid's going to get bullied. I got bullied. Frankie's probably the only one that didn't get bullied. Everybody has to experience that. I'm not saying that what happened to her was obviously a whole nother level of it, but then it goes to social media. You know what I mean? And then that's where
why I say it's tougher.
It's
with the
forever,
girls.
and it's out there to the world.
But not only that it's forever. I mean, yeah, some stuff can be forever, I guess, if there's a picture or something like that. But it's the fact that it follows you. There's no way to escape it.
Right.
You know, like at least when back in the day we went to school, you got it at school. You went home. All right, I'm done. I'm not gonna get fucked with today.
Right.
Now they come home. Now they're getting fucked with on their social media
Exactly.
and through I don't even know if they do it through emails and shit, but
Yep.
Pretty much social media and DMs and Snapchat and group chats. Group chat is a big thing.
Yep.
That's a big thing with kids. Learning all this shit. Like kids are always in like group chats of like 30 people, and they're probably just talking shit about each other within that own group
Correct.
chat. They bully each other within that own group chat.
Correct.
And I mean, it's just the nature of people. People suck, dude. That's just what it is.
Yep.
And I don't know what the best way to arm your kid, but get them involved in something, right? Get them involved in something. Obviously, I'm big. I'm always push sports. I was an athlete, but if it ain't an athlete, get them into arts and crafts, into horses, into some. I know, and sometimes people need money to do stuff, and I get that and that stuff, but I don't know. There's stuff you can do. There has to be stuff you can do because it's crazy. No kid should be taking their life over something that someone says about them.
Absolutely, I agree.
And you wonder, like, do these kids know someone loves them? That's the thing. Like, if someone beat me down so much and said this and said that and said that, but I knew, like, my mom fucking loved me.
Right.
You always know, like, okay, it ain't the end. I got someone. But some people don't have that.
Right.
They don't fucking have that, and that's sad, man. That is so sad.
Extremely sad. And that doesn't mean you can't. I said I believe her parents are divorced. Your parents are divorced. My parents were divorced. I still had parents that love me, even though.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids. I'm divorced. My kids have parents that love them still. So yeah, that I think that is probably the biggest, most contributing factor to things going emotionally wrong is if you don't have that loving support from home. It's where things tend to turn downhill. But anyway, I just saw that in the news today, so thought it was worth mentioning. I don't know what's going to happen with that, or another thing I saw.
Who is the school responsible? I mean, like, it's
I don't know.
Tough,
I don't know.
unless there was like very like legit negligence, like she said she was going to do something and they didn't address it or something like that.
Correct.
But beyond that, I mean, how can you blame anybody?
And
really?
without
It's tough to
having any facts,
like, are they going
I don't know.
after like specific children, like other kids, or just literally the school
I
system?
know there was an incredible amount of pressure on the prosecutor, who I believe was early on. These kids that actually beat her up in the hallway weren't getting. I think they were just getting expelled and some things like that. There was no real legal action, and then they faced legal action because I think there was so much pressure on the prosecutor to prosecute these kids that did it. Andrew could pull that up if he wanted to, but again, another kind of morbid topic. I'll move on. I saw today that standards are being dropped in New Jersey for teachers in our education
for
system.
teachers, great.
They're being dropped because we have a shortage right now, and they want to make it easier for people to have a lower standard.
You think you become a teacher, Raj?
Become a teacher. Yeah, maybe. Now that would be like the last job I'd want, I think.
That's just, it's the big.
We're going downhill. We're
Yeah.
going to hell in a handbasket, bro.
Yeah.
Everything's getting worse.
But it's not. Is it just our state? Or is it,
No, I'm sure there's other states.
But I'll tell you what, New Jersey, believe it or not, is one of the better states for education. It really is.
Really?
It definitely is. 100%. So now that we start going down this path, it's not going to help.
Can you not that I don't believe Frankie, but I love stats. Can you pull that up where we rank? New Jersey ranks in educate. Okay, hang on, wait. Let me just scan this.
Parents full of anger protested Wednesday outside of New Jersey High School.
This was back when it happened, correct? Yeah. Yeah, see? Her father, go back up.
Yeah, so
her
she
father,
worked for months before
who hired her in
she got
turn, believes the bullying and reposting of the video online drove her to kill herself. It's just incredibly sad. School's never done anything.
Yeah, I think my cousins weren't wearing it.
Sad.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Roger doesn't believe any fact I say.
So,
New Jersey, I think, is one of the
I don't believe any
one
fact
of the better.
anybody says, not just you,
Okay,
buddy.
Yeah, right. You
Not
better
just
fucking believe me because I'm always right.
I do kind of believe you most of the time. Yeah, let's pull that up. our superintendent resigned shortly after.
Third best school system in America.
Boom!
Bow.
Now the next article he's going to pull up says we're ranked 23rd.
Number one public school in the nation. Number one public schools in the nation. What year was this?
Well, this is.
I'll say, but anyway, we're like I said, we're top. We're top notch. So we could probably use a fucking stupid teacher here or there. It'll be all right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, honestly though, that's bad. We have a standard, right? Where's Maine? Let's see Maine.
Dude, I'm not
Let's
proud of
see
my.
Maine.
The more
Where does
shit
Maine
I
rank?
see about my home state lately, I am not. They're building on taxpayers' dimes. Again, I don't want to get into negative shit.
Yes, loves politics.
They're building apartments. I think it's in southern Maine, of course. Apartments, brand new, on a taxpayer dime that they're going to house migrants in for the next 2 years. Brand new, beautiful, luxurious apartments. Good old state of Maine.
No, that's you gotta. Yeah.
We don't rank. I'm kidding. I love where I'm from. Southern Maine is a little different.
Let's go. Let's see. The 34th among 50 states. That's why I'm usually right and Roger's usually wrong.
All right, fair enough.
Listen, you didn't get a fair shake, bro.
That's true. Yeah, you can't blame me. It's not my
I
fault.
came from good stock. It's all right.
That's not my fault.
It's all right.
It's
buddy.
not my fault.
It's all right, buddy. That shouldn't matter, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it should.
No, what matters is because we have good teachers. Now we're gonna have dumb teachers.
Well, they're lowering the standard. I saw it today.
But as long as they believe there's 17 genders, they will get hired. Right?
Yeah. Well. BJ Penn, you see, he's running. I mean, obviously, he made the bid for governor, right? He didn't win for Hawaii, but now he's running for Hawaii County Council, which essentially passes laws and ordinance, from what I understand. So he's still trying to make a difference, but more on a local scale. Because he went. Do you remember BJ after? I believe I could have the timeline wrong, but I believe it was after his run for governor. He went dark for a bit, and we had him on the show, and I was like, I really haven't heard much from BJ lately. And then right after the show, and he reposted it for us. It seemed like he did a deep dive again. He went right back in. He started posting these crazy memes and what he's running for how
student council or no. Student council, state like town council or something like that.
I believe is it local council or state council? I think it's state council.
I don't know. That's good though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's trying to make a difference, right?
Yeah.
He does say some crazy shit sometimes. I read his memes and I'm like, oh man, maybe you shouldn't have posted that one, but we've all been there.
Well, yeah. Who knows what's what these days? Who knows what's what these days? I know Roger don't know what's what these days because he went to Maine school system. North Penn School Board, local municipal races. No, this is not. So I think Roger's making up stuff again. We can't find it online, so.
No, I'll find it right now for you, pal. I will run for Big Island District 1 County Council.
There you go.
We all have to run for
Council.
County Council if we have time and opportunity. We have to stop this now. We must run for County Council because we can win these races. Counties don't share vote counts with other counties, so our best chance to run is in this county. That was on his Instagram.
That's cool. That's cool. I guess you got to start small, right?
BJ Penn announces that he's running for Hawaii County Council in 2024.
There you go. Boom. 2024.
Why?
Did you run for anything?
And I'm gonna make fun of myself here, but I'm not bright enough to. So no.
You're probably not in shape enough either.
You? Would you do it? Because you actually people have brought it town. People from around town have addressed. Nobody's ever brought it up to me, but people brought it up to you. Would you run?
Perhaps like first. I don't know about mayor. Mayor's tough. Maybe like a council, something like that. Get on a board, get a vote. Maybe start rubbing elbows with some people, telling them what the real people want in this
Was
town.
that what Tito's on the?
I think he did. Yeah.
He's
Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach Council.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We know what's going on in our town. It seems like.
Listen, I admit I'm not that bright, but I don't think Tito's any brighter than me.
No,
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of.
I put that. I think that's like 50-50. It's about a 50-50 battle. I'll take you. I'll take you on the under.
That's great. I saw a thing. We got to ask Charlie. Kingery's coming on next week. We'll ask him. Charlie had. I don't want to get into it because I want to ask him about it. But there was an influencer out there that accused Charlie of some crazy shit. Anyway, I guess it all got washed out. But this female, who was clearly gay, is now with, I believe, Jenna Jameson. I got to ask Charlie about that when he comes on.
Female?
She's a female.
And she's with Jenna Jameson?
Yeah, and Jenna's always been. Oh, my mic just literally went. Oh, it's back. Yeah, but anyway, we'll ask Charlie about that next week when he comes on.
He's in? We got a confirmation?
Let's see. Did he respond?
No, we're in limbo.
Nope. He's not going to be here.
No.
Wants to push it.
All right. Let's see who else we can get.
Oh,
I don't think we'll ever
it's
ask
the day.
Charlie.
It's the day before Valentine's Day, and his girl surprised him with plans. But he says if you give him another Tuesday, he'll book it right now and send me confirmation.
All right, we'll figure that out.
All right, what else you got for us, Frank? On anything? I know you had my mic. It's me doing it. I'm moving this thing.
Yeah.
All right, let me start pushing it. I know you had a busy week, busy weekend.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, it was really just surrounded with wrestling. Wrestling and not feeling good because of the stem cell, maybe not. But I tell you what, I feel excellent right now.
Good.
I feel great today. So,
Same, basically, as you felt when you got back from Columbia from BioAccelerator, where you had that done. I mean, you have the same.
I had a bunch of different shots there. Yeah, no, I feel really good today.
Good.
I had a good night, great sleep last night.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
All right, pal. Well, listen, we can wrap now, so you get another good night's sleep.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, buddy.
All right, pal.
Sleep is a good thing for.
So we got an opening for next Tuesday. If anybody's interested.
Who's in? All right, everybody. Loves and kisses.
Champ and the Tramp out. Guys, just a reminder, don't forget to find and follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and most other podcast platforms.